Hello learners, welcome to the class again. I am your teacher Renuka Verma and this is the official YouTube channel of the Department of English, Government College, Sirohi. So as we are doing the play Cry the Peacock by Anta Desai, in the earlier classes, in the previous classes we have discussed about the part 1 of the novel, and in today's class we are going to talk about the happenings, or to say it more clearer, that we'll be talking about the stream of consciousness that goes within the protagonist Maya in the part 1 in the section 2 of the novel. So the section 2 of the novel is more of a subjective perspective of Maya, who is always lost in the thoughts of death, about the astrology of the albino astrologer, and she had lived a life of, so far she had been living a life of a very pampered daughter, and a very protected daughter who could not develop her own vision of life. And that's why when her fairy tale world changes after her marriage with Gautama, she is lost, and because of her uh, reserve nature, and because of the lack of love that she feels after marriage with Gautama, she loses the grip over her emotions and over her mind, and she is always lost in the thoughts about the death of one of them, either her or her husband Gautama. So in the middle section we see that Maya is so much possessed by the vision of the albino astrologer, and she keeps recalling his talk about the myth surrounding the peacock's cry. So she is also thinking about all the myths that are related with the death. So the myth that if the peacock cries, it brings death. So uh, she always keeps listening to the cries of peacock in rainy season, and she realizes that because she is losing her temper and she is becoming more and more internal, and her craving for love and life has become that much intense that it cannot survive without love in the house of Gautama. So she realizes that she cannot sleep in peace now. She is caught in the net of inescapable, because the thoughts that surrounds her mind, the negativity, the nightmares, and the vision of death she is so much engrossed in all these things that she cannot escape them now. So she is intensely in love with life. Because she is intensely in love with life, she turns hysteric over the creeping fear of death. So she is so much in love with life because she has been living a very beautiful, very protected, and very secure kind of a life. She has been a beloved daughter of only daughter of the father of a rich father. So her fear of death makes her lose her sanity. So she is turning hysteric over the creeping fear of death, and she talks to herself in the stream of consciousness that, am I gone insane? Father, brother, husband, who is my savior? So she was protected by her father. So she's been living a life under some umbrella. So now when that umbrella is missing of a father, a brother, and husband, she feels that she cannot survive like this, and that is why her fear of death increases day by day. So she feels that now nobody is her savior. I am in a need of one. I am dying, and I am in love with living. I am in love and I am dying. So she says she knows that she loves to live so much and she is intensely in love with life, but uh, the pragmatic treatment of her husband and the ignorance by Gautama makes her feel very uncomfortable and very alone in the house, and in that loneliness she goes very so much invert into her negative thoughts that she feels that the day is near that she is going to die. So every single thing, every single movement that takes place even in the outer words, as the peacock's cry or as that tolling of the bell, she feels that her time is near. So she is requesting now, God, let me sleep, please let me sleep, but no, I will never sleep again. So she affirms herself. She now the negative thought again and her fear overpowers, and she feels that she cannot sleep again ever. There is no rest anymore, only death and waiting. So, Maya is suffering from headaches and experiences rages of rebellion and terror. So, she feels a feeling of rebellion and terror, but this feeling of rebellion against her fears is so much so weak that every negative thought of death, every approaching thing that makes her feel about her death, makes it very weak. So, as she moves towards insanity, she sees the visions of rats, snakes, lizards creeping over her, slipping their club like tongues in and out. So, she feels every single creature is conspiring against her death. Her dark house appears to her like a tomb, and she contemplates in it over the horror of all that is to come. So, she feels like she is imprisoned in a tomb and the death is nearing. So everything that happens even in the outer world makes her inner world more darker and more unsafe. So then suddenly during her all these thoughts, during the intervals of sanity, an idea hopefully dawns in her mind. An hopeful idea enters her mind that since the albino had predicted death of either of them, it may be Gautama and not she whose life is threatened. So see, now she is so much lost into her own thoughts. She has made an inner word of herself that she thinks that no, she cannot be killed. It can be Gautama also. So she does not know that her inner fear, the fear of death has made her so much insane that she is not realizing that now even begin to she is even begin to think about the death of her husband. She is becoming, you can say, insane and emotionless now, and she feels that she is so much in love with life and she wants to live. So she feels that it can be Gautama also who will die. So she thus transfers her fear of death wish to Gautama, and thinks that as he is detached and indifferent to life. So she also feels that Gautama is indifferent to life. He does not know how to live. So it will not matter for him if he misses life. So if he will die, it does not matter. It will not matter to him. So in her perversity, she is even haunted by the word murder, and she thinks that it can be Gautama. And as Gautama is very indifferent towards life, he does not know how to love, how to live. Death cannot make death will not make any difference in her to Gautama. So she is now, her fear of death is being transformed to Gautama now, and she thinks that Gautama will die. Gautama can also die, and he deserves to be dying because he does not know how to live. So we see that in the middle section of the play, the whole insecurity, the whole dilemma that goes within the mind of the protagonist Maya is revealed, and we'll be studying and we'll be doing in the next class that how her fears and how her wish of the Gautama's death is coming to be realized, is coming to reality. So enough for today. Thank you.